When we go live, it's somewhere? Error message, where are you? Live. It's... Okay, I can hear myself. Somewhere? Okay. So we're live on DLive. That much is confirmed. Why have I not got the error message on YouTube? It says I've been live for 15 seconds, though, but it's showing me nothing. So, an error has occurred. Please try again later. Okay. Everyone's saying hello. Hello, World Wide Web. I'm Dr. Shadow, the internet personality of Air, and welcome to Live and Wired, episode 57. The more things change. That was a lot more ironic than I intended. Joining, as always, we have that long-haired creepy guy.
And my,
And his legs. His beautiful legs. And Spider Guy 2019 says, uh-oh, Patricia is nowhere to be seen. Yes. Patricia is joining us in spirit today. It's been a busy week for like all of us. It's one of those just beautiful.
You don't have a word for this, do you?
No, I don't. I'm just trying to say beautiful enough times to think of something, but it's not working. It is not. It is.
You realize you're starting to sound like an error message now, where you're just repeating words and phrases over and over again. So yeah, this is what you're in
Anthony
for.
Hudak says, well, at least it's not a drinking live stream. Imagine the shit show then. Like, we technically have everything planned out, but...
You notice he said technically there, everyone. Again, this is what you are all in for the next 2 to 3 hours.
So, yes, basic theme this time, of course, is the more things change, the more they stay the same. There's a lot of new shit coming on, a lot of stuff that has happened. A lot of news has really happened recently between big companies making plans with new technology and new films being announced and new styles being used and ideas with video games and things, general happenings on with the internet with big companies and clashes with YouTubers. And it's, at the end of the day, it's pretty much stuff we either already saw before or could have seen coming a mile away. So, the more things change. Oh, boy. Sling Blade Sally's like, but the things get all crazy like when she's not here. Yeah, I am already missing Patricia. She is alive in my heart. Not to say she's dead. Let's continue.
You're not helping to reassure Decker. I feel like I should point that
out. The director says PS5 news. Someone leaked an image of what it might look like. Now, is this from the dev kit leak thing that was sort of? Andres Calderon Sanchez says, "Decker, stop talking." Yeah, it's good advice, but you should know by now I am incapable.
Yes. Once we were walking through Tokyo, I think it was, at 3 a.m, I was treated to 9 verses of the Triangle Man song.
Yes. It's when I just walk and just try and just keep walking, I sing. Creepy found that out in horrifying fashion. It's a never-ending nightmare hell.
And it just kept going. You know what? Screw it. I know we had a schedule to do, but maybe we should just regale people with stories of Japan. I think some people have been wanting to know.
I feel like I've been trying to forget them myself. It's like it's those happily repressed memories now. I just go to like things that I've tried and planned that I was thinking I was prepared for that went horribly wrong. Japan, click, there it is. That's all we had to say. Move on.
Wait, did you mean that you were happy that you repressed them, or that they were happy memories that you repressed?
I was happy to have repressed them.
Okay.
Oh.
I was confused there.
It's like there's few things in my life that I detest more than times I spend waiting for public transportation. What do we spend most of our time doing in Japan?
Wait, I remember I saw a lot of train stations while I was in Japan.
Oh, we had to get from one train to the next train, keep going on trains, waiting on those trains, and then from night to morning was waiting, trying to stay awake so we could get on the train so we can get some sleep, and then get up on the train when it gets to the end of a stop so we can get to the next train, wait for that train to arrive so we can get some more sleep, so that maybe we can get some work done before the day is out, because sleeping on the side of the road is a real easy way to get arrested. You
Yeah,
know that? Does anyone know that? It's
I
called
found that
loitering.
out. Tell them about that. Tell them about the coffee shop you found for us.
What,
The one that internet cafe in Ueno, the one that
Oh,
lets you,
oh,
towards the end.
that was like the beacon of joy and happiness. Is like, wait a minute, we have like $50 to our name for the rest of this trip, and we have like 6 days to go, and we can, if we go do this right, we can actually afford to sleep every night in a building. And it was like such an amazing moment, and they had like for the price of admission, for like an overnight fee of, it was about like $10
I was gonna
approximately.
say it was about $10.
Ten
Yeah.
nights to spend the night. It's $10 to spend the night, which was
Mhm.
fantastic.
Uh-huh.
And you also had like unlimited drinks with free refills from the soda fountain. And melon soda is amazing. Just so you know, if you ever go to Japan, melon soda, hell yes. Lazarus
That's like
Soul 82
it's
says
like
the Japan dropped $5 in super chat and says the Japan vlogs is how I discovered you guys. The taste test vlogs ones were intriguing. Oh yeah, the mystery, the onigiri was like a mystery box that you eat. Mainly because we couldn't read them, but other than that.
and like the internet cafe just had like rows and rows of manga and DVDs that you could just pull off and watch if you felt like it, or read if you felt like it. And
uh,
it turned out to be
Lone
and
Dragon
it
asks,
turned
is
out to
jail not free to spend the night? I don't know, but also I really don't want to find myself in a jail in a country with a language that I do not speak or even remotely understand.
checking in is
Wakarimasen.
easy. Checking in is
Wakarimasen.
easy. Checking out is a lot harder.
Yeah.
Also, that internet cafe that Decker found for us, it turns out it was a front for a whorehouse.
I wouldn't say that so much as the fact that there was the occasional prostitute that did frequent that cafe, because they had the double cubicle. Two go in, one comes out.
Very loud slurping too, and I don't think that was ramen
It
noodles
might have
that
been some
time.
really good ramen. I don't know. He was just like, oh. I mean, it could have been some really good ramen for all I know. They have good ramen there. Even the cup ramen that they had at the internet cafe that I did try, because
Remember, remember we went to that one place that had that really, really good ramen.
oh, no, we didn't actually get ramen at any
No, no,
place.
that's right.
We
Yeah,
got a lot of udon, which was nice. We got udon houses, very good udon. But I think the one that really stuck with us was when we got the hot soba.
mm-hmm.
That was in that place that was blown up by Gyaos. The place we landed at that
Nagoya. Yeah.
Nagoya. Yeah, at the Shinkansen station in Nagoya, they had a soba house built into it that we went to because it's food right here. We're hungry. Dear God, we just woke up. Uh, and it was 500 yen for a hot soba noodle bowl, which was no joke. Like, this damn big. I got big hands. I play the Duke controller on Xbox comfortably. Huge fucking bowl of hot soba noodles in broth for 500 yen.
Right.
So that was like real good food. I know they say hunger is the best spice, and I do agree. But besides that, the soba noodles were fantastic, and yeah, I just finished off that whole bowl and enjoyed every last drop. And I was also confused because little culture shock. The cold soba noodles are also a thing, and that's what most people were eating there.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to see them like grabbing a whole bunch of them, dipping them in some sauce, and taking bites. And I'm like, okay, that's a thing that happens. I mean, I'm at someone else's country, someone else's house, their rules. I'm not going to say they shouldn't do it. I'm just saying it was a little bit of culture shock for me because cold noodles, cold, dry. I guess with sauce, it's not really dry, but it's not something that you see in America.
Right.
Like here, come to our restaurant, enjoy this cold plate of food.
Tell them about the time you tried. What was that one? I think this might have been in when we were at that layover in Beijing, but we went to that restaurant.
Yeah.
We went to that restaurant that had that. It had really good soup too, but there was a really, really hot pepper that was at the very bottom of the bowl. And I got to it first, and I was like, "Wow, that was hot!" So I started coughing. We came with a slice of watermelon. I ate some of the watermelon so I could try and cool down my throat. And then I said to Decker, "Watch out! There's a hot pepper down there." And Decker is just like, He just keeps right on eating. A few minutes later, he goes like, "Dude, I told you, watch out for that."
Well, that was some good noodles there, and that was in Beijing. So that was. I'm trying to remember the name of the currency, but I just remember it was like $1 was 5 of them. So it was like 15 for that, so it was like $3 for the bowl of noodles, which was really good. And they also they had in the Beijing airport, which was like a little bubble city. I always like airports. I always like going to different airports. Where's Patricia? Not in my basement.
You don't have a basement.
Precisely. But Anthony Watson says, "Get back. She is the only sensible one." That is true. That is very true.
That is absolutely true. Yeah.
But
I've said before that if we ever do go back to Japan again, we're taking Patricia with us this time.
Oh yes. But there was, what was it? Thinking. We've talked about this before. The Pizza Hut. There.
Yeah. Which was like something out of Demolition Man.
Yeah,
like,
the scene.
Most opulent Pizza Hut, any kind of pizza parlor that I have ever seen.
It was so nicely put together, nice little tables, like waiter, and just beautiful little place, and they have such nice little pizzas they bring out to here is your Pizza Hut pizza. And the best way we could describe it, the best way Creepy described it, I just steal this from him, is that it's like in Demolition Man, the Taco Bell. The only thing that was missing was the guy playing the piano.
Yeah. We were looking around for that. It's like,
but they had the nice music playing, just not for the guy for the piano.
Right. I think we started humming the Jolly Green Giant.
Good things from the garden in the valley of the Jolly Green Giant.
In the valley.
Oh God.
What was there was a good, I will say there was a good memory of Japan, and I will admit this. Believe it or not, one of my favorite things to do was to ride the Shinkansen. Because
we could see a lot of the country, just see it.
Right, those are the bullet trains, and they aren't cheap. So if you have that all-access pass that Decker bought, which I will acknowledge was a smart move of his, but if you have those...
Well, it was both smart and stupid.
Right.
Well, technically, for the cost of that all-access pass versus the cost of what the hotels would have been, and we didn't know about the internet cafe at the time. And we wouldn't really have had a way to get to it without that pass.
So yeah, we basically we rode the Shinkansen a lot, and we got to see a lot of Japan while we were doing that. So that was a good thing. That was very beautiful.
And they had the power outlets in most of them, allowing me to plug my laptop in that didn't have an internal battery. So and we were able to actually get the rest of the work done. On the move. It was the Shinkansen for a while was our only way of really getting any sleep and of getting any work done. The hotel stays were very, very strategic. The first one was so that I didn't go insane.
Right.
And so we got what were a good amount of work done immediately to remind us that yes, we can do this. It's not all lost immediately. And then from there, the plans formed like, okay, that we can sleep on the train, we can get the work done on the train here, there, and then we can get enough of this done that we can then plan ahead, get another hotel stay, record the rest, and then we'll go. And that was actually like, we found another hotel that we could stay in, and we actually told them, like, we'll be back in 3 days. And in those 3 days, we sleeping on the train, getting work done on the train, finishing scripts and getting everything going. Like, okay, we have to review this, review that. Okay, we just that was what we were doing in Japan.
And then there was that one time, I don't remember. I don't think we got thrown out, but I remember there was that one time we were on that train platform, and it had been like over 24 hours since I slept. And I was hallucinating because I was so tired.
Oh God.
You'll have to fill in the gaps for me because I don't remember what happened after we got off the train.
Motorcycle US asks if they had offered you $5,000 for your hair while in Japan, would I have taken? I would have taken 5,000 yen. We needed a good amount of that 5,000 yen. That's like $50. That would have paid for a little bit more, just sanity.
And then there was, and then when we came back, it was all Creepy's fault.
It was a fun little trip. Fun. Fun is a relative term. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. Are you going to tell them the story about you in the adult shop?
I think most of that was just blocked out as well.
There was, I can't remember if we were in Akihabara or Shinjuku, but we were in Tokyo. And we were just walking. It was late, but it wasn't like super late or everything. Everything was still open at that point. And I remember we walked past this adult novelty store. You know, they sold porn, they sold adult toys.
That was a place we did finally find used panties for sale.
Yeah, that too.
It was just like, it does exist. Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that Decker didn't spend more time in there, but I was just like, I was like, yeah, I'm not putting my hand in there. But yeah, but we found this adult novelty store, and Decker was like, let's go inside, and I'm like, oh, okay, sure. And we start wandering around, and I want to emphasize, Decker is the one who found this. Okay, Decker finds this dildo that is like about this big around and about this tall. And we're both just kind of standing there for a moment. And you have to understand, like, this shop was not empty, okay? There were actually more women in this store than there were men. Although I will say that with that dildo on display, that could have explained at least one reason why. But, you know, it was all the way in the back, but it was in the back of the shop. And it was on display in such a way that if you were anywhere near that area, you probably saw it. So we're just kind of standing there while these women are walking past us, at least one of whom was an old lady. I want to add. It's Japan, just roll with it. And, you know, and Decker and I are just kind of staring for a minute in awe of this thing.
On Twitch, Bolfwine asks, did it have a nickname? I don't think... it might have around the shop. I didn't ask.
We didn't ask. Decker was terrified, and also intimidated. He says, I actually feel insecure looking at this thing. And I was just like, huh. It's like seeing that monolith at the beginning of 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Lazarus Soul 82 dropped $2 saying, giant dildo, you say? Go on.
I'm pretty sure I already have by this point.
And Slingblade Sally says, my roommate comes running in and goes, what? I heard dildo. What are you watching? It's just tales of an adventure in Japan that went oh so wrong, but it still gives you something to talk about.
Yep.
but mainly
Right.
when you skip over all the parts of all the cold nights spent like, dear God, do we have enough layers? I mean, I live in the South. I forgot what that felt like. And oh shit, yeah, April, yeah, ooh, that is a cold fucking month now, isn't it?
And then I think you posted something. And Decker's adventure in the bathhouse.
Oh yes, that was on our way out.
That was on our way out. There was
Because
we.
there on one unfortunate thing, while there are allegedly internet cafes that have like full shower service, like you can bathe at the internet cafe. Well, maybe not bathe, but shower. You can clean yourself. It's an incredibly nice little cheap hotel, all things considered. As long as you don't mind sleeping in a cubicle next to a bunch of other cubicles with people in them too. But on our way out in the Nagoya airport, there was the bathhouse, and it had been about a week since our actual hotel stay and the last time we had showered. So it was like, bath. Yes, and we're not stupid. We've been in Japan for a while at this point, and we knew enough about the culture to know public bath means you don't just jump in and soap yourself up and get your crud off in the public bath. They have the shower before the public bath. You clean yourself, and then you take a bath. It's kind of like a dishwasher for people. So,
Yeah.
we get going in there, and we walk in, and this was also right after, like, I finally have a little bit of internet, and I'm checking on my phone. I'm like, okay, what do we got going to go and stuff? I'm checking the accounts and everything because we had spent, like, everything. Absolutely everything. And I'm there like, the Patreon payment could come in anytime now. Anytime. Patreon, the little bit of Patreon money, and we might have something to do something with. And, like, boom, there it was. Received Patreon payment, was in my account, went through. We had money on the last fucking day, but we had money for food, for a bathhouse if we want. We see a knickknack that we want on the way out. We can fucking take it. We have the power of monetization. And then we go in, and then they're like, no tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
So, Creepy, unfortunately, his skin is marked, and that is a thing in Japan where
Yeah.
if you got tattoos, there are certain baths you can go to, but they're the baths that the Yakuza go to.
Yeah.
Which is why tattoos are generally a no-no at the bathhouse.
Right.
So, and their example tattoo was a picture of a little rose on an ankle. So it's not specifically if you got Yakuza tattoos, you're not allowed in. They're like, no, this is a zero tolerance thing. No tattoos. You don't want any of that shit going on.
Right.
So
I had to wait outside.
Creepy had to wait outside. I went in, and I'm there, and I got the shampoo and conditioner and brush, and I'm going at all these massive tangles in my hair for a good while. I'm like, I gotta get this all out, and I'm cleaning myself off nicely. I'm like, okay, good. I am clean. And then I'm like, okay, I did what I came for. I'm clean. And I'm looking over, and there's a big public bath. There's this huge, big bath. And there's these little tiny spots here with little jacuzzi stuff. And I'm like, I'm already clean. Why do I need to take a bath? What the hell? So I go over, and I sit down in that public bath. And immediately I understand, because I was tense as all fuck after our experience in Japan. And let me tell you how a nice warm bath just relieves so much. I went into the little jacuzzi. I'm like, just like laying there and just massaging every muscle in my body. And then I go into the bath, and I'm just like leaning, just nice. And then they have this part over here, and they're like, this has special little vibrations that it puts through the water that goes into your body, and it's just good therapeutic for vibration something. I'm like, I'll see what that's like, and God, it feels like being electrocuted. Okay, fuck that. So I don't go in that one. And then I go in the big ass jacuzzi, the one that's really hot. And I'm in there like, I'm boiling. I am fucking boiling. Ha! So I'm getting out of that, and then I'm going back in it because it is relaxing. But then as soon as I feel like I'm in pain, I get out again. And it's just...
I think all of this took like an hour. It was like several hours before our flight, and all of this took like an hour.
Yeah, I wanted to stay in longer, but then I'm thinking like, creepy's out there all alone.
Mm-hmm.
And I have done enough. I have experienced all of this, except that area over there with all the guys sitting next to each other, just dipping their rags in water and squeezing it over their body. And I'm like, they can do that. They know what they're doing. I'm just going to be an idiot if I go over there with my little rag and I start dipping it and putting it on myself like, yeah, I can do it as well. Yes, look at me. I'm in Japan. So
that would have been how it was.
So I that's the one activity in that public bath that I didn't do. But I did go to the little observation area where you could just see the planes coming in, butt-ass naked. I'm like, I can do that. I did that. Saw a plane come in while I'm standing there butt-ass naked in Nagoya. So, yes.
You left out the one part, though.
Which part?
At the very end. So meanwhile, I've just been kind of sitting at a table, just like, I'm tired, I'm sore. I wanted a bath, damn it. You know? And then I'm just like counting down the time until I can get on the plane and get home, because I'm like, I just want to go home and shower and sleep for like a year. Speaking of, when I got home, it was like 8:30 in the morning. It was like 8:30. 9 when I got to bed, because I immediately took a shower after I got home. But I get home and I'm like, I go to bed and I crash. And at 3 in the afternoon, my godmother wakes me up and is like, "Wake up! You've slept all day. You need to get up, and like, you don't need to sleep all day because you'll be on Tokyo time." And I'm like, oh. But backtracking a little bit, I sat there for a while, and I'm like, I know Decker. Okay, Decker, and by this point in time, Decker and I had known each other for about 3 years.
I want to say so.
Yeah, we met in
2012.
Yeah, in 2012. Yeah, in the early days of Manic Expression, we met then, and we started talking to one another, and then we did that crossover in August. Yeah. But we met in we first started communicating with each other in early 2012. I stumbled across one of his videos and I thought it was funny. But yeah, we had known each other for about 3 years. So I was like, yeah, Decker's going to feel sorry for me, but he's not going to feel sorry enough for me to hurry up. So I'm going to be out here he's going to be in there for an hour and a half. And sure enough, about an hour and a half later, he comes out. And he has the biggest grin on his face. And I'm like, so I take it the bath was good? And Decker his grin actually gets bigger. Like, it gets big to the point that where it looks like something unnatural is happening to his face, okay? And then he just goes like, dude, I was in there. You won't believe me. You won't believe me when I tell you, I'm freaking huge! And I just kind of stare at him for a minute. Really? That's the experience you're taking away. You go to a bathhouse and you come out, and your revelation is not only does he say this to me out loud, very loud, I want to add, we're in a public area. Children are present of the airport, okay? And he is saying this quite loudly.
Well, most of them don't speak English.
Yeah, that's another thing I had to endure. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that they understood enough of it to be able to figure it out. Decker, okay? But then he immediately starts digging out his phone, gets on Twitter, and tweets about it. That tweet is somewhere on Twitter still. I don't think it is gone.
I'm gonna check my Twitter.
I think the hashtag you use, I think you actually use the hashtag I'm huge in Japan or something like that.
Oh, okay. I see.
I'm huge in Japan or huge in Japan, something like that.
Nothing came up on a search for that.
Try just Japan.
Okay. Zooming down. I'm already in 2015. Let's see. Where? See. There's when I'm in an internet cafe on the 4th. I'm there like, be careful when buying tea out of a vending machine in Japan. There's a good chance there will be no sweetener whatsoever. So that's another culture shock bit there, coming from an American.
And then, of course, there was a time you went, hey, here's some coffee. Oh, that's black coffee.
Oh, boy.
That was on our first night there. I took a swill of it, and I thought, are you trying to poison me?
Okay, I can't seem to find... Was that on Twitter or was that on Facebook?
I remember it being Twitter for some reason, but if it was on Facebook, I mean...
Oh, well, we're in the middle of a live stream. We've been at this for a half hour and we haven't talked about any news. That's a slight issue. So, we should probably, like, Patricia's probably like, when the hell are these guys... So, now, one of the main things about the title card is the little bit of... Oh, not in that thing, you bastard. Okay. Okay. Warner Brothers has signed a deal for an AI-driven film management system, as said by The Hollywood Reporter. So, the studio has made a pact with Synalytic to use its project management system that was launched last year. Resistance is futile. Warner Brothers has become the latest studio to publicly embrace artificial intelligence. The movie division has signed a deal with Synalytic to use the latter's AI-driven project management system that was launched last year. Under the new deal, Warner's will leverage the system's comprehensive data and predictive analytics guide decision-making analytics to guide the decision-making at the green light stage. The integrated online platform can assess the value of a star in any territory and how much a film is expected to make in theaters and on other ancillary streams. Founded 4 years ago by Tobias Quasier, Synalytic has been building and beta testing the platform for 3 years. In 2018, the company raised $2.25 million from TNB Media Global and signed deals with Ingenious Media, Wind River, and Productive Media, The Little Hours. STX, which endured a number of flops in 2019, including Playmobil and Ugly Dolls, became a Synalytic client in September. While the platform won't necessarily predict what will be the next billion surprise, like Warner's hit Joker, it will reduce the amount of time executives spend on low-value, repetitive tasks, and instead give them better dollar-figure parameters for packaging, marketing, and distribution decisions, including release dates. The platform is particularly helpful in the festival setting, where studios get caught in bidding wars and plunk down massive sums after only hours of assessment, as happened with New Line's $15 million acquisition of Blinded by the Light of last year's Sundance Film Festival. The Synalytic AI's system Insight might also have altered decision-making in some Warner's misfires from 2019, such as The Kitchen, Shaft, and Godzilla King of the Monsters. I'm pretty sure the star power and the release window must have been the problem with that one. The system can calculate in seconds what it used to take days to assess by a human when it comes to general film package evaluation of a star's worth. Oh, God. Adds Tonus Keys, Senior VP Distribution. We make tough decisions every day that affect what and how we produce and deliver films to theaters around the world. And the more precise our data is, the better we will be to be able to engage our audiences. Yeah, that's how you engage your audiences, with a fucking robot. Still, Hollywood fancies itself as a town that operates on gut instinct rather than algorithms, for better or worse, and unlike Silicon Valley, the industry has been slow to use AI for more menial tasks like script breakdowns, fearful that it will take away jobs and make humans obsolete. Questner counters that narrative. Artificial intelligence sounds scary, but right now, an AI cannot make any creative decision, says Questner. What it is good at is crunching numbers and breaking down huge data sets and showing patterns that would not be visible to humans. But for creative decision making, you still need experience and gut instinct. So, yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, so, Warner Brothers is there like, we're just gonna get our robots to figure out who to make star in a movie, who's more valuable at what period of time, in what genre. Because when you have a human do it, it takes too long. That's the problem. It's not that having people already try and pitch movies this way is just derivative and boring and puts out crap. And I don't think anyone could have said, yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, have them star in Joker at this period of time. It's going to make $1 billion. I'm pretty sure an algorithm wasn't going to pump out that result. I missed the super chat. Okay. Yeah, Motorcycle US super chatted $2 saying, creepy, you could have got Yakuza contracts level 1.
I didn't want. Why does everyone assume that? You know what? That's not even a subject.
It's a series of games. Everyone wants Yakuza contracts.
Oh. Sorry, I seem to have misunderstood something.
It's a reference! Or just a terrible life choice. One or the other. Not saying anyone out there who's Yakuza has made terrible life choices. I'm saying that if we go to Japan, us joining the Yakuza would be a terrible life choice. Most definitely.
I don't think they would take us, Decker.
Pretty sure they would not. That's one of the main reasons why it would really not go very well.
Moving right along, I have to wonder, is this Warner Brothers' way of trying to pass off all of their bad decisions? Like, instead of, like, blaming...
It's kind of like how YouTube says, it wasn't us that did that terrible moderation, it's just the algorithm. I'm sorry.
Bingo, yeah.
Now when you have a shit movie come out, hey, don't blame it. We're not bad movie makers. The algorithm decided that one.
Yep. It's like they just wanted to... They just had to get on the act. And so now Warner Brothers has an excuse for why all of their movies are terrible shit.
It's like... saying, oh, well, it doesn't have any room in the creative process. I'm like, well, like hell it doesn't. How many... You can't have a new up-and-coming star look good to an algorithm. I mean, unless they opened up, like their first movie just was $1 billion, like, profit. An algorithm's not going to give a damn about them, and they're going to say, nah, fuck it, Tom Cruise, put him in there. Tom Cruise, summer. Figured it out. Every movie we make is going to be Tom Cruise in the summer. Southern Yankee says, Decker talking to Yakuza, I'm huge.
And that is how Decker died.
Oh, they will cut off more than my little finger. Oh, boy. So, yeah. So, on that note, on the Indiana Jones and Tomb Raider. Yeah. Tom Cruise in the summer versus Yakuza. But on the idea of just beautiful artistic ventures like film just being offloaded to AI, that got us thinking. What other artistic ventures could you get an AI to do instead of a human? Because... you're just cutting out the middleman here, really. Just pump it out and make some money, right? Right. So, what a live and wired poll on Twitter. What artistic endeavors should be offloaded to robots? Because, fuck it. Choice the number 1. An expressionist painter. Have you ever asked a robot how it feels? Most people assume they don't feel, but get them to paint expressionist style. You might be surprised. Choice number 2, a musical composer. Hey, I like techno. Choice number 3, a high-end restaurant chef. They can get the beauty of a dish down better than anyone else could possibly. They can cook it at just the right amount of time. Not so certain about the taste. They still don't have taste buds, but not really that important. And finally, choice number 4, the one I believe we could all agree a robot could definitely do and do a better job than I could. Internet personality. On Twitter, @DeckerShadow, 30 minutes starting now. And I shall be sharing the link out to all of the lovely, lovely chats in just a second. Here we go. And there it is. Okay. Trying to get all these things layered back up where they're supposed to be. Okay. I think I got it. Good. We'll be stuck with nothing but Michael Bay summer blockbusters. Skynet has won. Oh, yeah. That's a pretty good indicator right there. But would it have the best hair? It would be synthetic hair.
So, by definition, no.
Or is synthetic better than ever?
I don't think so.
Spider Guy 2019 says Skynet didn't launch the nukes, we did to stop the movies.
Okay.
Oh God. More Sharknado sequels out of the asylum. I would assume that is something that that's when it comes to AIs and algorithms and neural networks and trying to solve problems and figure out the best way to do things, robots really don't have the best track record. Yeah, Motorcycle US dropped $2 saying AI designed house. Why are there no bathrooms? Well, probably one of the reasons is that there was a point made that they would have to try and design a house that would have the least amount of damage possible. Like, it would be the safest, most secure house, would not have any structural problems, no plumbing problems, and so I figured, no plumbing, no plumbing problems. It's kind of like when trying to design, like, there have been plenty of neural networks put to task to try and, like here we're going to let you just change up this thing and add things and evolve it over time, and the task is to see how far you can go in a certain amount of time. And the robots decide they're going to... the humans designing the AI think that it's going to make something that can run really fast to cover that much distance in the simulation. But that's not what it makes. It makes something really fucking tall so that it can fall the fuck over and cover all that distance right away. It's just beautiful.
This actually sounds like one of your logic puzzles, Decker. You're just like, well, why do we need to run when we could just build something that's really tall and then fall over in that direction?
See you, Bill Cage. Thank you for joining us. Do AIs write Asylum movies? I don't think that the Asylum can afford AIs. They might ask a chatbot, though, to help write the scripts.
That I can believe. Also, it's like you were talking earlier about Sharknado, and I was like, that's something I actually wouldn't mind reviewing with Decker, because funny thing about Sharknado is that Sharknado was actually kind of good.
That's what I've heard. Like, when I was watching The Asylum early on, pretty much all I was watching were their mockbusters, which just infuriate me. And then people were like, hey, you should check out Sharknado. It's actually pretty good. And then I never did.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that story. But on the topic of shark movies, what's coming out very soon, within the next few days actually, is Bad CGI Sharks. Their official release is very soon. I've been meaning to review that for a while, and it's just I've been busy, and there've been other priorities, and it's like, But there's weird stuff, like talking about YouTube, talking about algorithms and stuff. For some weird reason, the algorithm has been treating me really goddamn good this month. Has anyone else noticed that? Like, creepy. Has the algorithm treated you well?
I don't make money off of YouTube.
I don't mean in money. I mean, monetization, money-wise, like the ad worth, it's normal. It's January.
Okay.
It went from, hey, you're making like this much in December to, oh, it's January? Guess 1,000 views is worth 50 cents or less, right? Fuck you.
Mine has been about the same. Like, mine hasn't been bad. I've noticed it seemed like it went down just a little bit, but it hasn't been bad. It's been normal-ish. I do notice that it seemed like I got to like 12,200 subscribers fairly quickly, which I was happy about. But as far as the algorithm itself, it hasn't been terrible.
It's just I think there's a combination of things that have really helped out my channel majorly in January. Also, Creed Nation dropped $4.99 saying, forgot to mention the last time, Soldier is a spin-off sidequel, spiritual successor to Blade Runner. Wikipedia said so. So, review Blade Runner. Yeah, Blade Runner, but the Blade Runner, now we got to do the other Blade Runners. But that's just I don't have to. That's just an excuse I have for not doing things. So yeah, I should review Blade Runner.
Huh.
Gaining pretty fast on Cinema Snob? Yeah, according to Social Blade right now, I'm going to pass up Cinema Snob in February. But that's with a few caveats. That will be barely, and that will be on February 29th, and that's if you assume that Cinema Snob is at 155,000 subscribers exactly, and is never going to go any higher.
Right. What always struck me as odd, when I first found like Linkara and the Cinema Snob and the Nostalgia Critic and so forth, I was like, wow, these people must have like billions of subscribers. And then I found out, no, that's mostly just the angry video game nerd. Like everyone else is just sort of like in the 50,000 to 100,000 subscriber range.
Yeah, that's like a really weird thing, because every once in a while, because I was rejected from Channel Awesome several times, I'm like, okay, who's next? Who's next for... I was looking, I'm gaining on the Cinema Snob. I'm like, okay, I'm going to pass him up soon. Now I'm going to have to find someone else from the Channel Awesome team, formerly or currently, who I'm going to see about passing up. Who's next for me to set my sights on, for them to have no idea that they're my rival, but they are, and I'm going to pass them up too. Okay, Linkara, he's pretty big and popular, right? 110,000. Oh, I passed him up a while ago. Oh.
Yeah.
Pushing Up Roses, I'm coming for you!
I actually like her videos. She's pretty funny.
Yeah.
She mostly talks about Murder, She Wrote now, but I loved Murder, She Wrote as a kid, so I'm perfectly okay with that.
Funny thing, going by Social Blade, I was actually getting close to passing up Pushing Up Roses, but then she got some big boosts and just rocketed ahead. I'm like, well, good for her.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm just like, I wonder if I'll ever hit 100,000. Like I'm on 12,000 right now, and I'm just like, I wonder if I ever would hit 100,000.
Zaki Nico says Decker should review the Puppet Master films.
He gets so many requests for this now.
That's been a... Did I pass Nostalgia Critic? No, I think Nostalgia Critic still has like millions.
Yeah, I wanted to say despite everything, he still gets views. But then again, people do love a train wreck when it's in public, so... But, yeah, you've had a lot of requests to do the Puppet Master. I'm actually starting to think, I wonder if we should put off the Are we
But
gonna put off plans for? Oh, we've got another super chat or something.
no, I was just. Where is the Hangouts? There we go. Now I can send you message. Because there is something that is somewhat related to Puppet Master that is a piece of news that Patricia found for us. If I can.
I'm not gonna like this, am I?
No, you aren't.
Hmm. Maybe you should handle this instead. Because I don't think I want to.
Fine.
All
So,
right,
Mezco's
then.
brand new mega scale Tiffany doll from Seed of Chucky stands 15 inches tall and talks. Want one of these, creepy?
No. Why would anyone want one of
I
those?
don't know. I mean,
Why
I've been looking around my house. I got a tiny house, so I'm trying to think of like, okay, I got to make room for stuff. I got to declutter. I got to throw away a lot of stuff. This is not something that I need just sitting there and talking shit about me while I'm trying to clean. Mezco wants you to invite Chucky's beautiful bride into your own home with their upcoming MDS Mega Scale doll based on Seed of Chucky, unveiled and put up for pre-order today. Today being a week ago. Beautiful, yet deadly, Tiffany is outfitted in an all-white gown and choker necklace. She comes complete with a knife accessory that fits neatly in her right hand, and yes, she talks. Depress the button discreetly hidden on her back to hear her speak 8 phrases from the film, including, "Hold still, honey, or I'm gonna poke you in the eye again," and "Sweet face, come to mommy." Tiffany stands approximately 15 inches tall and features 11 points of articulation. She's $98!
I don't think this is worth it.
No. And that's her only 15 points of articulation, not in the face. That's the only expression she has.
Well, I mean, at least they got that right from the movies anyway.
Oh, God.
I'm just like, why would anyone want this?
I don't know. Oh.
Why?
So, yeah, Lone Dragon says they've only seen the first 3 Child's Play and the most recent one. I just remember the Seed of Chucky thing is like where I would just stop paying attention at all to what was coming out.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people had that reaction to that movie.
I've seen a few of the Child's Play movies, but when it came to Seed of Chucky, that was just where I was like...
Yeah.
Just the concept alone. I was like, nope.
Yeah. There was like Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3, Bride of Chucky, which is where Tiffany made her first appearance. Then there was Seed of Chucky, I think. Bride of Chucky came out in 99, I think, 98 or 99, I think. And Seed of Chucky came out in 2005. And then there was like this there was a period of about 10 years where there weren't any more new movies, and then they did Curse of Chucky.
I like how you know more about this than I do.
And then following that, Curse of Chucky, I want to say, came out in 2013, or I think it was 2013. And then there was Cult of Chucky, which I know nothing about other than the title. So I do remember. This is a funny story, though. I can't remember if I've ever told this before on Live and Wired. I know I've told this to some close friends of mine, but I want to say it was back in 2011. I had this bizarre nightmare. Tiffany and Chucky came to me, and they're like somehow, like running on horror movie logic here. They like somehow grabbed me, dragged me over to this writing desk that had this old-fashioned typewriter on it, and chained me up to it. And then they both started yelling at me, telling me that they wanted me to write a new script for a movie starring them, so that people would be scared of them again. And the whole time they're yelling at me to do this, I'm like, no, I will not do this. I hated your movies. Go away. Leave me alone. Stop it.
Like you just get incredibly annoyed at them. Like you're not scared. You're just like, motherfucker, I have shit to do.
Yeah, this pretty much, and this was, I want to say, even before I started doing my review shows, so I wasn't as busy. Well, I mean, I was working, but I wasn't like, like I wasn't doing a review show at that point. So I'm like, I was just like, no, no, I will not do this. Go away. 2 years later, Curse of Chucky came out, and it was the movie that all the critics were saying that made Chucky scary again.
Oh god.
And I just remember hearing those reviews, and I'm just like, huh.
So we got a couple super chats. Creed Nation dropped $4.99 saying, after seeing Jaws, I now have a distaste for horror movies. If you like them, more power to you, but I'll stick with my historical movies on my desk. I really like horror.
You cut out for a second there, Decker. I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Creed Nation said, after seeing Jaws, I now have a distaste for horror movies. If you like them, more power to you, but I'll stick with my historical movies on my desk. And Lazarus Soul 82 also dropped $4.99 saying, they missed their chance to go all out and give us a movie where Chucky is all the rage and he possesses a 10-foot-tall Chucky in the third act. That would be cool.
Actually, that is weirdly appealing, and I'm not sure why.
It's just have, like, you have the giant... I understand. He's like, he had to jump in the doll body because reasons. But, I mean, there are bigger dolls out there. Like, he could go to Build-A-Bear and make his own fucking body, like, tick, 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 and just, whoosh, there you go.
I remember one of the things that I did find interesting about...
I'm just thinking that would be a... Sorry, but if in the opening of the original Child's Play, that's the shop he was dying in, a Build-A-Bear, just really quickly just puts one together.
I do remember the one thing that I found interesting was the setting for some of the movies. Like, in the second film, I want to say, the showdown... Well, like, for the most part, it takes place, like, in a house, but... The showdown at the end of the second film was in a toy factory, I want to say. And in the third film, I think it was at a carnival, wasn't it?
Dang it.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it.
Yeah. But anyway, I do remember Bride of Chucky was when everybody started saying that that was when the movies for them started, losing their punch. They didn't feel like they were very good anymore after the third movie. Like, like so many of them, they said that it's just not good anymore.
But we got a $2 super chat from Freddie Dominguez, who said, just watched Color Out of Space, was awesome.
Oh.
So I still need to see that. I forgot about that. There's so many things going on. But I also have a little Lovecraft piece of news here to share.
Now this one I will take.
All right. Let's see, get everything back up and where it goes. Okay.
Loading. Unadulterated loading. What you sent me was the Live and Wire poll.
What the? That's not what I hit copy on. Oh, it's saying, do you want to... No, I don't want you to show notifications. Copy, you cock monger. Well, mongin cock.
That's not what you sent me. I'm just saying.
I am the Lord and the Master. I understand how power works. And I have it! And I'm drunk with it! As opposed to the beer that I'm usually drunk with. Anyway, how's everyone doing today?
Well, we're gonna try this again.
Ever beat Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street for NES? No. When I was younger, I didn't really have an NES. I did just get Spider Fighter, though, which is not NES. It's Atari 2600. And I'm hoping to eventually get my hands on like a Retron 77 and just play it on the gaming channel. Because why not?
Okay, is the screen share working?
Yep.
Okay. Here, you need to see this. Holy Cthulhu, Batman! Obviously. Up there. New Lovecraft movie will be the first in a trilogy. Producers looking to take Lovecraft seriously. Share the horror. No, thank you. Fans of legendary horror writer H.P. Lovecraft will no doubt think that
Think that.
Cthulhumas has come early this year. Okay, never mind. With the announcement that next year's eagerly anticipated Lovecraft adaptation, The Color Out of Space, is to be the first in a proposed trilogy of adaptations of the author's work from Spectravision. The film, set for release in 2020 and starring Nicolas Cage, okay, I can see a mistake already, but never mind, already has a degree of mythos attached to it, owing to the fact that its director, Richard Stanley, has come out of retirement to make the film following a 27-year hiatus. Damn. His last outing being an adaptation of H.G. Wells' The Island of Dr. Moreau, which saw more pannings than a Gold Rush River. Actually, I remember when that movie came out, and yes, it was kind of a train wreck.
I did. Which Island of Dr. Moreau? I know there have been a lot of film adaptations, and personally, I prefer the film adaptations to the book because the book was ass.
The book is actually not as good as I think a lot of people assume it is because it was written by H.G. Wells. It wasn't H.G. Wells. It was Robert Louis Stevenson, was it not?
I think I'm trying to remember because I know it was written by like one thing I remember reading a while ago about the Island of Dr. Moreau is like, oh, it didn't go over too well because the writer had previously written The Time Machine, which is all positive, and this one was very pessimistic, and people didn't like that. And I'm thinking like, no, this book is just trash. the pacing is awful. The characters are dumb. Like, I hate this book.
It was H.G. Wells, yeah. But a lot of the there were a lot of problems behind this. This was the 1995-96 version of the movie version, and it was starring Val Kilmer. And the director, what's his name? Richard Stanley blamed a lot of the problems on Val Kilmer, saying he was like a complete asshole and a complete diva while he was working there. Like, apparently, when they shot the last scene, once they were done, Stanley said, "Okay, we're finished. Now get that asshole off my set." Yeah. Anyway, the news that this adaptation is set to be part of a trilogy will be music to Lovecraft fans' ears, as will the producer's apparent desire to create adaptations that are more faithful to the original stories. So is this going to have all of the classism, elitism, racism, homophobia, complete and utter fear of immigration?
How faithful are they going to go about it?
Yeah, like, okay, I enjoy Cthulhu mythos, but I will freely admit that the man who, who wrote the original stories that the mythos turned into, he was not a very good person. He was a Hitler supporter.
Also, oh damn, but Creed Nation super chatted $2 saying, "Cheapy Thulu, my have you grown." And Zaki Nico super chatted $1.50 as a little kitty sticker.
Oh, thank you.
That's very nice.
Yes. Okay. Speaking out Color Out of Space, co-producer Daniel Noah said, "We have been hell-bent on finding the Lovecraft adaptation that truly captured cosmic dread without the camp. But that's like part of the fun. Damn it." Promising that the film would contain a variety of allusions to other Lovecraft stories. So basically all the people who want to play Spot the Reference will show up at least. Noah added that when he read director Stanley's script, he texted fellow producer Elijah Wood, to say, "This is it, we found it." Lovecraft fans will be crossing their tentacles and hoping that he's right. Do you want to cross your tentacles? No? Okay. I didn't think you would. Also,
the chat's going between saying, yeah, that was a different time for sure. Maybe don't be too faithful, and others saying, fuck it, everyone's going to be pissed off anyway, so may as well go all out.
I actually did see a decent adaptation. It was called Cthulhu, but it was more of an adaptation of the Shadows over Innsmouth. But the title of the movie was called Cthulhu, and it came out in, what are you doing?
Your camera is just spinning blue squares.
Oh, okay. Here, let me try something here.
And there we are. Your
Okay.
beautiful legs are on display for all to see.
Thank you. No, where was I? Oh, yeah. It was a 2007 film, and it was called Cthulhu, but it was more of an adaptation of The Shadows over Innsmouth. Also, it didn't take place in New England. It took place on the West Coast for reasons. Although I think that might have just been a production, like, production cost-cutting measure, and since they were filming over there, they just said, screw it, this is where the movie takes place. I actually have thought about reviewing that film. It's supposed to be fairly easy to find, too.
Jordan Carpenter asked, Decker, have you seen Rambo Last Blood? Also, hello, creepy. Have not seen Rambo Last Blood yet. I really want to. I've heard very good things about it, and terrible things, which is why I really want to, because I'm like, hey, I can watch it and make my own damn mind up. How nice. Also, Motorcycle US dropped $2 saying, creepy, ever play Call of Cthulhu RPG pen and paper?
No, but I have wanted to for a really long time. Most of the guys that I have my D&D group, which is also my boyfriend's. They're not as into it as much as I am, and most of them have a hard enough time making room to play D&D one night a week. So adding in another RPG campaign isn't really feasible, which, it really isn't feasible for me either. But I would like to play Call of Cthulhu one day. It seems like it would be kind of interesting.
Okay, I was told I missed a couple of super chats, and I see Creed Nation dropped $5 saying that if they do a Summer of Nicolas Cage and I want to do, if I do a Summer of Nicolas Cage and want to do Con Air, they can come down to Houston and provide it and save me $5. That's all right, but I can get it myself and claim it on my taxes. It's fun doing that when you're like, this is a business expense, and I can't really see what else I might have missed. Where are you, Patricia? I need you. So, how's that poll looking? 3 minutes left. Now I got to go back and set all the windows up again. But yeah, Color Out of Space, start of a trilogy, evidently really going really well. Can't complain.
True. I wonder what they'll adapt for the next two movies, though, if it's going to be a trilogy.
Yeah. Sound Out of the Sea.
That's The Shadow over Innsmouth.
No. Taste from Rocks.
That actually is closer to the Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, okay.
Also, just to throw this out there, if anyone wants like a quick run through of H.P. Lovecraft and his life and his works, Overly Sarcastic Productions did a Halloween special a couple of years ago, 2018, I want to say, where they discussed that in video, and it's both informative and very, very funny.
Oh,
they have a lot of fun.
Creepy. I was supposed to brag about how nice the algorithm is treating me.
Okay, your audio cut out.
I was supposed to brag about how nice the algorithm has been treating me.
You already did that.
Yes, but I didn't get into detail.
Oh, okay. So, brag away, I guess.
Well, they had that culling in late November, right?
Right.
And in, it seems like YouTube looks at the percentage change of your subscribers from one point to another and bases some of their will they promote you or not on that. Because as soon as that was no longer relevant numbers, that day of -400 had gone, and 2019, the whole of 2019, had just been treating me like crap. Sub growth was way down. There were some months where, I had averaged, I was pulling in a normal month, I was getting plus 3,000 subscribers, and that was just kind of normal. It had gone down to 800
Mm-hmm.
Is, not bad, but horrible compared to where I was. And then the negative 400 day dropped the rating down even further. And YouTube had been just not showing my stuff out to new folks for a while. And I actually got some numbers here that were very interesting. But as soon as that was no longer relevant, YouTube thought, hey, your average subs per month has just jumped by like 60%. I guess we'll start showing you off to new eyes now. And that was right around when January starts. In January, they seem to have changed the algorithm a little bit so that now they recommend more older videos, and the entire channel is built around the idea that the videos are relevant for years.
Mm-hmm.
So the older videos have been going out more to new eyes, which has resulted in more subscribers of the new variety who have never seen me before, who are going through the older videos and watching them again. And even though, like, the only new video that's gone out this month so far is the Split review, and I've been working on the next one, but it's been very damn busy. Like, Wednesday, I spent the entire time at a salon, like, with my fiance as she's getting her eyebrows bladed, and I'm like, God damn, I wish I had my surface wasn't so fucked up and I could do some work. But, yeah, I spent like 5 hours there. That's why there was no stream on Wednesday. But yeah, so even though the ad revenue per 1,000 views is normal January levels of kinda shitty, the amount of views and new subscriber growth has been so fucking enormous. I'm actually making more money in January than I did in December.
Yay?
Like, I have no idea when this wave's gonna end, but I'm gonna ride it as fucking far as I can. I'm not used to the algorithm being like, hey, the algorithm changed, things are looking up. I'm really not used to that.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's where. But yeah, I actually tallied up the numbers between 2018 and 2019 because 2019 was a really weird year. Things just did very badly from like April on, and didn't really start turning around until December. And then they did the culling, and things got knocked in. November things started turning around, and then they did the big, okay, this day you lost 400 subscribers, and I'm like, well, they just kicked my ass in the algorithm again. Why don't you? And so that was like, until the end of December, and now the beginning of January, and things are just looking really good. But yeah, the difference in numbers between 2018 and 2019 were very interesting because I made approximately the same amount of money in those 2 years. 2019, I made 0.3% less. That was with 8% more watch time and 12% more average view duration and 5% less views. With a subscriber growth drop of 32%, which tells me that they were just not showing my show to new eyes nearly as often.
Right.
Like, likes increased by 10%, but dislikes only increased by 2. That means that most of the people who were watching were subscribed. They already knew who I was. And it's really interesting seeing all the things change. All the differences, all the shifts and everything, and I was like, these numbers really only make sense if my hunch is right, and they were just not showing the show out to new eyes. But yeah, as right now, there certainly are. They certainly are showing it all out to a bunch of new people, and Zaki Niku says just bought Idiocracy and Devilman. That's a hell of a combo. It's really
Yep.
going to make you feel positive for the future of the world.
Pretty much. Although I do want to say, in all seriousness,
Oh,
congratulations.
also a couple of more super chats. Motorcycle US 5 minutes ago dropped $2 saying, "Creepy, how would Pennywise fit in the mythos?" I assume Lovecraftian.
Well, Pennywise does have a certain Lovecraftian vibe. I mean, it wouldn't. I don't think it would take a lot of serious work. I think you would just more or less need to tilt it sideways and just sort of work it in from there. But A group of young people confront what amounts to a boogeyman that is trying to scare them so that it can feed on them, and they have to figure out a way to fight back.
Also, Creed Nation dropped $4.99 saying, Decker, have you ever considered reviewing The Last Samurai, 47 Ronin, or any other samurai movies? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. That's going to bring in the clicks, you know it. Maybe not anymore. It's not nearly as relevant anymore, but it will probably still do well enough.
Mm-hmm. We have to review. There is one Japanese related thing, kind of, that we can review.
I mean, I remember I've been my kind of stepmother was telling me, hey, you should totally do Ninja Assassin. That's one that's come up a lot from her. So.
Yeah. But we still have Power Rangers Turbo to review, too.
La Blue Girl live action. I'd rather do Power Rangers. I would rather do Power Rangers. Oh.
I'm just imagining the frustration that Decker will go through because of all the nipples he has to censor in the live action La Blue Girl.
I'm already trying to figure out how the hell to edit around the scenes in this Rob Zombie flick I'm trying to review. Oh, it's like, okay, and this goes to this. Oh, that's what Sig Haig's balls look like. Okay, moving on. I watched some interesting movies. Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Is that a movie or is that a TV show?
That's a movie.
Oh, really? Okay. I don't think it's up my show. Oh, we got a tie on our Live and Wired poll for what artistic endeavors should be offloaded to robots because fuck it. At last place, with a mere 5.4% out of 37 votes, I guess not too many people cared about this one because we got a good amount of people watching right now.
Awesome.
5.4% is musical composer. No one likes techno. Only me. 13.5% goes to expressionist painter, which means coming at tied at 40.5% each is high-end restaurant chef and internet personality. You can combine the two and have Robo Gordon Ramsay. It has not been processed. Lewdtastic says none of those only jobs robots should be doing are those that are too dangerous for humans. This is a fun poll. It's in good humor. It's not serious. Have we done a serious poll yet? Like 57 episodes in, have we ever been like not been tongue in cheek?
I don't remember one. This is news to me. Unless there's something you haven't told me, like, is there anything I should know?
I don't think so. Okay, trying to click all the windows back into place. Right. Also, Creed Nation dropped another $2 asking Pirates of the Caribbean. That's one that I never was too interested in. Like, I've heard great things about it, but I don't know, I just never looked like something that I was going to be like, oh yeah, gotta see Johnny Depp, go Pirates, Disney.
I wasn't interested in it when it first came out. When the first film came out, I think I watched the second film on DVD, and then I saw the third film in theaters. And then I went to see on Stranger Tides in theaters too, and that was the last one that I want to say I watched. I didn't see any more after that.
All right.
Oh no! I did. I saw. What was it? What was the one with the Triton and Will's son?
Oh,
Was it the Devil's Triangle or something? I remember
Ah,
it involved the Bermuda Triangle.
yeah, I have no idea.
Hmm. Yeah, I did see. I saw that one too.
But yeah, talking about things that are totally serious and not at all tongue in cheek, we have Saw. Saw is coming back, and it's being made slash penned, written, something by Chris Rock. Chris Rock teases this year's gory new Saw movie and promises only a sprinkling of humor. Just a, just a little bit. Like, it's kind of funny when a guy gets his asshole ripped in half. Let's be honest here.
No, it isn't.
Easily the most interesting horror movie headed our way in 2020 is the return of the Saw franchise with a new film that's from the mind of Chris Rock. It's kind of like everyone hates Chris except everyone dies.
Hmm.
Directed by series
Everyone
mainstay.
hates Chris and then dies.
Everyone hated Chris for good reason. Directed by series mainstay Darren Lynn Bousman, the new movie will also star Rock as a police detective investigating a series of grisly crimes, with Samuel L. Jackson playing the father of Rock's character. On paper, at least, this year's 9th installment in the franchise sounds like a very, very different Saw movie in almost every way, though Rock promises that it's very much still Saw, and if you're worried about it being overly comedic, have no fear. I love Saw, but I was like, wow, this is almost no humor at all. So it seemed like a good place, good fertile ground. By the way, the new Saw, I've seen like a rough cut. It's still Saw. It's bloody, it's gory, but there's like a sprinkling of humor here and there. Rock just told IGN over the weekend, we're not revamping it. It's not a scary movie. It's Saw. Expect more info real soon, including the impending reveal of the film's official title. For now, Boozman has seemingly confirmed that the iconic theme, Hello Zep, will be featured. The film will offer fans worldwide a new amped-up level of deviously treacherous traps, clever clues, and the edge-of-your-seat suspense they expect from one of the world's most terrifying horror franchises. From the man who brought you Slap It With a Dick, Slap It With a Dick, Slap It With a Dick, Slap It With a Dick. The franchise returns to the big screen on May 15, 2020. Beautiful. Southern Yankee says, please leave the dead horse alone already. It's not even you're beating a dead horse, it's just stop beating the dead horse. Creed Nation dropped $4.99. Dead Men Tell No Tales, the 5th film in the Pirates of the Caribbean series, was the one with the trident. Okay. Sling Blade Sally is asking, what the hell is Decker reading? I do not comprehend. Chris Rock wrote a new Saw movie that's coming out in April. Or May.
The company behind the studio behind that franchise must be desperate at this point.
Chris Rock isn't directing it, but he did write it. And he stars in it.
Still sounds kind of desperate.
Oh god, I just Eddie Herder says hashtag stop the dead horse beating. Oh jeez. But yeah, it's 8:30. I want to see about trying to get this somewhat wrapped up close-ish to 9, because I got people who are going to be waiting out, and well, it's not cold, but it is wet, waiting for me to pick them up. So gotta do some news, cover the stuff in the title card. There's that PS5 logo reveal. You hear about that, Creepy? They revealed what the logo of the PlayStation 5 is going to look like. If I can find the damn... If I can find the news!
Oh, boy, it's still happening, isn't it?
Yes.
Patricia, where are you?
Patricia! You can come at any time. There's nothing wrong with you coming in the middle of the show. If in case you're watching at home, you can just show up and just be like, hey, do this right. And we maybe will. I mean, Creepy will probably try. There we go. There it is. All right. Sending you the link.
Okay. Okay.
Do 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 do. Okay. Good. I know what I'm doing. Terrible. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. Screen share. Did that work?
I see your avatar.
Oh, I turned off. Okay. Screen share.
Oh, also we got a $20 super chat from Savage Tiger 13 saying, I know I mentioned this once as a good movie to watch to cheer you up, but I would love to see you two review Howard the Duck. I have good memories of Howard the Duck. Actually good. Like, I watched that as a kid. It wasn't. I know people are like, oh my god, this is horrible. This was George Lucas coming off of Star Wars, and this is what the fuck is this? I didn't know George Lucas. I didn't know Star Wars. I knew Howard the Duck though, and it's got its issues, even taken for its own what it is. But I don't know. I as a kid watching it, I didn't find it to be a horrendous train wreck. Hey, duck boobs. Yeah, everyone's got to see duck boobs at some point in their life. What's wrong with duck tits? Duck tits. Woo! Classic nostalgia critic humor there.
Oh yeah, that's someone we want to get caught.
Yeah.
But I actually I saw it on VHS. One of my sisters rented it, and I remember being extremely weirded out by it at first, and then horrified during the last half of it.
Because did the horrifying part start around the sexy scene? That's something I remember.
I remember I think I was more just confused by that than anything. I remember the thing that horrified me was the Overlord alien.
Oh yeah, he's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was kind of messed up to me, and I was just like, oh man.
Creed Nation also dropped $4.99 saying, how about gangsta movies like Goodfellas, Casino, or the Godfather trilogy? Most were done by Martin Scorsese. Hope I spelled that name right. Well, I pronounced it, I think.
Scorsese.
And there's also a $2 super chat from Vash Lancet saying, would you ever review Dune? All are decent. And yeah, Dune, that's said to have been quite the interesting, probably heavily inspiration for Star Wars. So speaking of inspiration and things being very similar, yeah, there's that new PlayStation 5 logo.
Yep. Sony has just shown off the PlayStation 5's logo on stage at CES. And it's sure is a PlayStation console logo. So you can see just how similar it is to the PS4's logo. Here's a comparison.
They changed the 4 to a 5.
Yep.
Stop the presses.
Don't fix what ain't broke, I guess. That's all Sony announced at the show. So if you were hoping for some more substantive updates on the company's next console, you'll have to wait until later in the...
I mean, that's not all they announced at the show, but that's all the PlayStation news at all that they announced at the show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless you're interested in their working towards software for self-driving cars, which I'm not. I'm an American. I like my freedom to drive my car into a ditch if I so please.
How many times have you done that?
About 8.
There was a lack of shock in my voice.
Good voice, because if you were going to say face, then I can't. You're still a little spinny thing.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on a minute.
And Creed Nation dropped $2 saying they're remaking Dune, you know. Hint, hint. You could get like those relevancy clicks.
I think we bring that up in a previous Live and Wire? Like, it was a while back, but I want to say...
one of the little dollar icons actually fell out of the jar. It's filling up pretty nice. I'm waiting for it to explode. It always does that eventually.
As usual, nothing I say really registers with Dicker. It's just, I'm more like, I'm more like a fan that's blowing in the background. You just hear the noise, and it's not there.
Yeah,
Uh,
the stuff with the Dune remake.
right. I was saying, didn't that come up in a previous Live and Wire a while back that they were remaking Dune?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I think we did discuss that a little bit, but I just I'm looking through the news like, okay, what's the next thing to talk about? Got to get some news done, or Patricia's gonna be angry. Uh, But yeah, there's one thing that I don't think we need to bring the article up for is there's rumors again about a Switch Pro coming in this year now. Just every time the release is supposed to happen or the announcement's supposed to happen and then it doesn't, the rumors change it to 2 months later.
Right.
Kind of how it goes. Uh, Doc Snake dropped $3 saying, Decker, you gonna review Puppet Master? You never say. I haven't put it on the schedule anywhere. There's all these other things that I want to do, and it's like, I know that's a big request. I really should, but it's not scheduled still. Dang it.
Hmm.
I would do it, but I don't know when. It's like maybe 2025. That's probably when I'll get around to it. I shouldn't joke like that because I actually did like say like summer of something coming 2018, and I said that like 3 years ahead of time, and that actually happened. so, uh, so yeah, there's the talk about a new Switch model coming in 2020 was sparked specifically because an analyst said, "Yeah, this makes sense to me. A new Switch is going to come in 2020." He has no information that the rest of us don't have. There haven't been any patent leaks or spec leaks or this or that. He's just saying, yeah, based on how gaming tends to go, Nintendo's going to release a new Switch. It's going to do 4K. It's going to be a Switch Pro this year. And I'm like, based on nothing. Thank you. So, in something that we do have to actually show is, hey, Alienware has decided that they're going to make their own little handheld system here that looks a hell of a lot like a Switch.
Hooray!
Alienware unveils Concept UFO, a handheld PC prototype heavily influenced by Nintendo Switch. At this year's Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, Alienware introduced something unexpected, Concept UFO, a handheld gaming PC that draws heavy inspiration from Nintendo Switch. The unit even features detachable left and right pieces that can be connected to create a controller. That's a tongue twister itself. It can be connected to create a controller that just happens to look like a UFO. Alienware isn't revealing hardware specifics, discussing things like battery life, and won't even comment on whether this prototype will actually be becoming a real product. What Alienware is showing is a unique vision for where PC gaming could go. Just picture being able to play some of your favorite PC games on a device like this. Games like Rocket League. No, that's just a fake game. There's a picture of it showing playing Rocket League. I'm like, hey, Rocket League, yeah, that one that plays on a Switch. CES showgoers can head to Alienware's booth to test out Rocket League, F1 2019, and Mortal Kombat 11, all games on Switch. I don't know about F1 2019, but I know the other two are in this exciting prototype. What do you think of Alienware's vision for the future of PC gaming? Well, I'm obviously into that form factor. Thanks. The combined controller they have here for the thing looks more comfortable, in my opinion, than the Joy-Cons, but it also looks like the whole thing would be a lot bulkier and harder to just lug around. But then again, that would probably mean a much larger battery. So yeah. Spider Guy 2019 says, unique. Ha! The controller gives me N64 vibes, but without the two longer prongs for the handles. That's Bolfwine on Twitch says that. And Lupicilio is asking, are Famiclones coming back? Possibly. Well, I mean, technically they never really left, all things considered. Except they were in the low end market, the pop station market. The Pop Station Portable. There's The recent one that's been going around that every YouTuber had to buy, every tech YouTuber had to purchase this and show it on their channel was the what the hell was it called? The Smitch, was it?
Maybe
The
that sounds right.
Nintaga Smitch,
Mhm.
something along those lines. And it's just a pop station. It was just the same basic crappy games that come packed in with every cheap Chinese knockoff console. Just it looks almost like a Nintendo Switch. But we should probably talk about a little bit of YouTube news in regards to trying to get all the news types out of the way before 9.
So it begins.
Well, this is one that I actually sent to Patricia myself after I saw it going on, and she has this article along with an update. But yeah, this is a thing that happened. Okay. I will send this your way. There we go. And back here, back here. Click, 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 click. I know what I'm doing. I am good at my job. No, I'm not. How the hell am I going to keep this going? Oh, it's not muted. Oh,
All right.
also, Creed Nation dropped another $5 super chat saying, whenever I watch the part of the Monkey Bone review where your jaws are dropped, I drop mine and say, Will you disable Ad Block Plus? um, So I guess I'll read this one. Oh, never mind.
Two YouTubers with 2 million subscribers face a $6,000 bill over a copyright complaint and risk losing their channel if they don't pay up. I'm guessing these are the two that they're talking about. YouTubers Jenny Lee and
Genie.
Harry Liam, known online as Patastic Panda and Mr. MXR.
MXR.
Yeah, okay. Two YouTubers have been issued with a $6,000 invoice for allegedly copyright infringement and can lose their channel if they don't pay up. Henry Liang and Jeannie Lee, known as MRX and Potastic Panda, run channels with more than 2 million collective subscribers. They posted a reaction video that saw them watching 4 clips recently acquired by media company Jukin Media, which promptly issued an invoice and threatened to send a copyright complaint to YouTube. Google's 3 strikes rule for YouTube videos is that three or more instances of copyright infringement by a channel results in that channel being subject to termination. Copyright expert Susan Hall told BI that the YouTubers might be covered under the U.S. Fair Use Doctrine, which allows people to use copyrighted material in limited cases.
And indeed, there was that lawsuit earlier, that thing that did go to court with H3H3 over reaction videos of memes and viral videos. And it was determined in that case that a reaction to a short viral video is transformative and is fair use.
Mm-hmm. 2 prominent U.S. YouTubers risk losing their channel if they don't pay. We already heard. Creators Henry Lane, we already heard that. Post to several gaming-focused channels, which collectively have more than. We already heard that. The fine relates to material used by the YouTubers in a recent reaction video. We first saw the news via the BBC. Reaction videos involve YouTubers posting their reactions to popular media such as movies, online clips, and games. In this case, one of the pair's reaction videos saw them watch 4 clips recently bought by LA-based media firm Junkin Media, who has promptly issued them with an invoice for 4 cases of infringing on its copyright. Junkin Media scouts for online videos, going viral, and licensed them. Ling expressed concern in a video posted on Monday that the pair were being extorted and could lose their channel if Junkin Media contacted Google with all 4 claims at once, as this could potentially break YouTube's 3 strikes rule. He added that the pair had previously paid Junkin Media when it demanded cash for copyright material. According to Google, YouTube operates a 3 strikes rule, whereby any channel that commits 3 or more cases of copyright infringement is subject to termination. We already covered that. Like, this is basically just going over all
Yeah,
material. This is another article where they have enough to talk about, so they just repeat themselves over
I
and
think
over.
this article was written around the beginning of the whole saga, and there's been a lot that's happened since.
Okay. Anyone with free copyright strikes can't create new channels. If you don't pay, they'll start striking your channel. They'll basically remove our channel if we don't pay. You said the same thing twice. Okay, now it's happening on the same day. Junkin Media posted a bullish tweet reiterating its stance, accusing the pair of making money off videos that don't belong to you. It did say, however, that it is happy to try and talk and find a solution that works for everyone. I think that means they're still going to try and sue the pants off of it. It has pinned the tweet to the top of its Twitter feed. Susan Hall, a partner and specialist in intellectual property law at UK national law firm Clark Wilmot, said the issue hinged upon how much critical commentary reaction videos provide. Speaking to Business Insider, she said, YouTube is a U.S. organization and it is therefore subject to U.S. intellectual property law, which includes the doctrine of fair use. UK copyright law is narrower. There is no fair use standard. Instead, UK law includes the fair dealing exceptions to copyright, either for specific circumstances, for example, for the purposes of criticism or review, or for parody. The problem with reaction videos is that while some may cross the threshold into the providing criticism or review exception, many will not. It depends on whether they include sufficient critical commentary. People who are struggling to meet the U.S. fair use threshold are therefore likely to find problems bringing themselves within a UK fair dealing exception should proceedings be brought here. And that's it.
Right, so like I said, there's been a lot that has happened with that since then. Also, Motorcycle US dropped $2 saying, "Curse for Decker, Lisa Loeb, do your life soundtrack." I don't know who that is. Also, Chris Duck says, "Decker, you're my favorite reviewer. You deserve more subscribers and attention. I've literally watched all of your reviews and just leave them on when I go to sleep sometimes. I love Creepy too. Heart." Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Creed Nation also just dropped $9.99 saying, "Decker, you once said in a previous live stream that Abraham Lincoln was a racist. That's a lie that the Vatican put in the history books, just like the Lost Cause. Don't ask how I know that."
Okay.
Okay. Also, Creepy, you're just a black screen.
Oh.
Like, there's not even the little circle thing right now. Or squares.
How's that?
But, there we go. But,
Okay.
yeah, with the situation with MXR and Genie and that is like their reaction videos. Like, they're not really a reaction channel per se. Like, it's a more of a variety channel on MXR Plays. And are you there or are you frozen, Creepy? You seem frozen. Either that or you just don't like blinking anymore.
What? How about now?
Okay, there we go. There we go. But yeah, they're a variety channel, and they do the things where they react to memes, they react to things going around Reddit, going around other places, and there's the viral videos that pop up that are like 5 to 10 seconds long, and they do commentate on it quite a bit. It's not a reaction video like it's not a reaction channel like where you have the people who they're like, "Hi, I'm going to watch massively popular YouTubers video here," and it's just them in the corner, and they're literally just watching it, and it's just the video playing with them sitting in the corner looking at it. That's not the kind of thing they got there. So
No.
it clearly falls under fair use, and also Junkin Media's licensing fees, which are just their whole thing with licensing viral videos, is all kinds of shady shit in and of itself, where they pretty much just try and get the rights to any video that does sort of well, so that they can get a cut of that sweet check, and they tell all the people who don't who have the viral video and they they're not big internet people. They don't really. This isn't something they do for a living. That's not. It's all new territory to them. And these guys show up and they're like, "Hey, that's a nice video you got there." It would be a shame if the internet of thieves out there would just steal it and use it, and you would get nothing from it. So just sign the rights over to us and we'll protect you. And then they say on their site, the licensing fee is a mere $49 for the video if you want to use it yourself. But if you use it and we don't fucking, you didn't license it first, then we're going to hit you with that $1,500 thing telling you, hey, pay up or we'll strike your channel, which is clear and obvious extortion by definition. Also, Nurbaferzug says $5, because creepy thighs. Thank you. So it's like it's clear-cut extortion there, and once MXR and Genie, they just went up and they just said what was happening to them. Like they had, like the story said, they had paid. IMDCB gifted Valentine's worth 999 coins. Thank you. I don't know what that is, but thank you. Also, they did that twice. So, what is a coin? Oh, it exploded. Everything exploded. Oh, God. Oh, it exploded again. Okay, the jar could not carry that much. Anyway, the thing with the stuff going on with MXR is like everyone on the internet just circled around immediately and was like, okay, this is horrible shit going on, and they did not let Jukin Media slip away from that. And Jukin Media, like, they rebranded their YouTube channel to This Is Happening. And there's all kinds of stuff. They're like, we're not trying to run away for this and that and the other. Eventually, what happened was, after like a week of this, Jukin did drop their request of $6,000 from MXR. And MXR is like, MXR and Genie, they were willing to pay, but that request to them, they just couldn't fucking afford it. That was why they made the video, because they just didn't know what they were going to do. They thought they were going to lose their channel because they can't afford to pay this bill.
Right.
And it's like, no, these motherfuckers are extorting you. What are you doing? And that's the other thing. That's another reason why they go about it this way, is because with a lot of YouTubers like Henry and Genie, their channels have been around for a few years and they've grown enough, but mainly they don't have lawyers, they don't have law degrees, they don't deal with their content doesn't get struck nearly as often as ours, where we have to dig into the law books on the daily to defend ourselves. So they really, they get someone coming up to them and saying, hey, this is a bad thing that you could lose your channel off of and you owe us money, and here's our site, we have the proof that we have the license to this. But it's like they were trying to work with them before, even. This is, as another example of how clear this is obviously extortion, what they were doing. They actually tried to work with Jukin. They were like, okay, we have this video ready. It's not up yet. We can send it to you, and you can tell us if anything in it you have under your umbrella, and we'll buy the license for you from $49 for each clip, and then we'll go, and it'll be fine. And Jukin refused to work with them on that. They were like, no, we're not going to do that. You just put it up, and if anything is ours, we'll then hit you with a $1,500 bill. Like, it is just like, and the reason they could get away with it is because, YouTube generally has all these things in place to protect copyright holders, and they have a very lenient definition of who counts and does not count as a copyright holder. I've been fucked with by companies who do strike my channel because I am fighting them that hard over it, and they are this damn adamant about, this guy's gonna bend anytime soon. I'm like, no, motherfucker, I don't. And they have struck me for things as copyright infringement that I can guarantee you are not, because I have all of the proof, all of the fucking records of it is public domain and how it got in the public domain. And I have it all there. And I'm like, this person owned it, this person died first, according to this place it was made with these laws in this place, it has to have this going that. All within 50 years, all these people died. It hit the public domain in this year, at this time, at this location. And they still just say, no, fuck it, we're going to strike your channel. And it's just because YouTube protects them and has nothing in place to protect its creators. So even though they're breaking, they're defrauding people, even though these people were extorting people, there's nothing happening to them for it. Of course they're going to do it. They can break the fucking law and not be punished. When you have that system, it takes one asshole to get in that position and ruin everyone's fucking day. And how long is it going to be ignored for, is what I ask. Because we've been having the same discussion for how many years now? The problem's been here.
Yeah, since we've started doing reviews, so 2011. So yeah,
like there have been companies that have been. I've got like people saying Decker got the receipts. It's like, oh yes, I've got fucking glass door fucking comments from the people who used to work at the company that was trying to defraud me, talking about how a major point of the company's financial strategy is by defrauding YouTubers who they figure are the least likely to fight back, the most likely to cave and say, take my ad revenue, take this, I'm so sorry, please don't hurt me.
Right.
It's like, it is so just like, But yeah, a lot of people came to MXR's defense here. And that was good, but at the same time, there's also more people that people have found, oh yeah, Jokin Media has been fucking with them, and I'm thinking, yeah, MXR wasn't the first. They don't hit someone up with a 6,000 bill at random just because they, they never did it before, but they just figured MXR was that bad of a guy. Like, no. Also, Creed Nation dropped $4.99 saying, if each of you had a son of your own, what would you name him? For me, I want a son named Connor because I like the name. Charlie and I have actually discussed this. Jack! Just Jack.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice name. It's a nice, strong name. It's a nice, yes, interesting, like, quick, good-sounding name. Jack. Now, if he has a brother, then we're going to have a problem.
Okay.
No, that's going to be his name, a problem.
Yeah, I believe that you would name a child that. Get ready to spend a long time in a nursing home in your twilight years, though.
Oh, God. If he has a brother, name him Jill? Well, it's 2020. So yeah, it's 8:52. We've gone through quite a bit, but there's so much more. But there's talking about new 2D Metroid and traditional Paper Mario game rumor. So not really news. Animated Mortal Kombat movie coming called Scorpion's Revenge. That's also really nice. Fede Alvarez directing a sequel to Don't Breathe. A little fun news where, I think the fun news, just that should be a nice thing to send you. Or should I read it?
Go ahead.
All right. Oh, that's too small. Okay. A woman returned sunglasses because she thought they made her look like Butterball from Hellraiser. Cenobites, demons to some, angels to others. Sunglasses models to a select few, it seems, as writer and producer Mallory O'Meara discovered possibly one of the greatest product reviews of all time. And that's so we're reading an article about a picture someone saw on Twitter. Okay. So, okay, we're going there. Hello, yes, it's me, Butterball. These glasses are super cute, and feel very comfortable. Unfortunately, my face is just a little too too with one O, round, and I look a little too with one O, much like Butterball from Hellraiser for my taste. Space period. They would look super cute on someone with a different face shape. And 8 people found that helpful, as opposed to 0 who did not. Also, I disagree. They have a nice point on the corners there. Butterball is just rounded and has a straight down the side. But, oh well. For those unenlightened folk among you, Butterball is a fan name given to a particularly slimy, round-faced Cenobite from Clive Barker's seminal horror novella, The Hellbound Heart, along with its film adaptations in the Hellraiser series. He's also got an oddly detailed backstory upon a slightly deeper delve into the all things Hellraiser fan wiki, so there's always that rabbit hole to go down if you're looking to run down the clock in your Thursday afternoon. Okay. Regardless, we here at the AV Club would like to take time to assure said anonymous hero reviewer that she looks nothing like Butterball, and that she should wear whatever damn sunglasses she pleases, preferably while writing many more online product reviews. As the Pinhead, someone should coin a name for him. Leader of this unholy order once pinheaded. Okay, we always such just not through this periscope. Okay, you are terrible at writing jokes. Stop it. All right. Creed Nation dropped $4.99 saying, "Creepy. Someone is asking about your thoughts on Scoob. What say you?"
Actually, I've seen the trailer for Scoob, and I'm curious to watch it. I think it might actually be a new, good Scooby-Doo movie, which will be a refreshing change of pace after Return to Zombie Island.
Also, Flash Stash dropped $1.99 saying, "I'm Kane and hoping to meet you both. Much love." It'd be nice if we actually went to a con again at some point. We could announce that, do a meet and greet. We don't even need a panel. We could just be there.
Yeah.
Though I did have that panel at one time. I had like 2,000 subscribers at the time. Had a panel at a con. That was a beat-ass con we were at.
Wasn't it the one where you just like sat there for like, some people showed up and they like one of them I'm not trying to be mean. It was just like someone show up and they didn't even know what the panel was for.
Yeah. But hey, it was our first panel. I was the biggest star there with 2,000 subs, and we had like 12 people, which was really good.
Right. I wanted to say this was like within the first year or two of both of us being on YouTube. So you didn't have that many subscribers, and you were just like, "Hey, I got to go to a con though. I got to actually do something like this." So
yeah, that was really fun. I'd really like to do something like that again. It's kind of amazing how that stopped. It was like, come on, I got 148,000 now. 148,000. So Creed Nation dropped $1.99 saying, "Kane from Command and Conquer." Odd thing to super chat, but okay. And Motorcycle Eunice dropped another $5 saying, "Twilight has vampires and werewolves. When going to review them, Decker, or True Blood, or Dark Shadows TV series? Both?"
I wonder which I would subject Decker to. The original classic black and white Dark Shadows, or the early 90s remake of Dark Shadows, or the Johnny Depp Dark Shadows movie that came out a few years ago.
But yes, I'm just reading things like little bits of news, like Sony's skipping E3, and I'm thinking, like, why is everyone freaking out about this? They did so last year, and Nintendo's been skipping it for like a decade. It's just no one's going to E3 anymore.
Right.
They're releasing the PlayStation 5 this year. I'm pretty sure they're going to have a state of play around E3 time, and they might even discuss it then. But there's no gain for doing a stage show at E3 in 2020.
Right. E3 doesn't seem like it's quite the, big deal that it used to be.
If they kept the booth babes, it would have been a different story. God damn it.
I don't think that's the only reason, Decker.
And everyone's also been kind of freaking out over Microsoft saying that the Xbox One X, the Xbox Series X, called Xbox, well, they're not going to have any first-party exclusive titles for the first 2 years or so. Like, everything on it is also going to come out for Xbox One. And I'm thinking, like, Well, that's kind of like it wasn't officially announced, but when the seventh generation of consoles, well, eighth, when the eighth generation of console started, the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, how many things came out for it that were ports and cross-gen games versus how many things that were real, true, exclusive games that were also must-buys and not just, well, that was a nice demo or that was an okay idea but not really too fleshed out. The must-have true next-gen experience. People were clamoring for years for one of those to come out, and then eventually a bunch got announced for holiday 2015, and the generation really started in earnest. But the first couple of years of the eighth generation was pretty bad, and most of my eighth generation games on the shelf are ports of seventh generation games. Okay. So hearing that, they're not going to be fully exclusive to the ninth generation, they're all going to come out for the eighth generation as well for the first 2 years, at least in first party, I'm thinking, what's new? So that's my opinion on that. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. You have an opinion.
Yes, I do. But I'm hoping that YouTube keeps up and the views can stay up and I can get this review out, because that'll help things out quite a bit if I get a nice other Rob Zombie movie reviewed. So let's talk about what we're doing, because I really need to go pick that guy up. He's waiting outside right now.
All right. I've got the Batman review coming up, and also a new X-Men, and another gem, because that's something everybody wants to see. Nice. I was very happy to get the DuckTales review out. It had been a long time since we did that one. Kendall and I have watched the new Lex review, so hopefully we'll be getting the episode for that up soon.
Also, Creed Nation dropped another $5 through Super Chat. Have you seen Cats? Unfortunately, no. I really want to, just because everyone's fucking talking about it, and I'm like, you know what? I'd like to see the movie and actually understand it. Understand what kind of movie it is, understand what is in it. Because maybe the trailers do it more justice than I realize, and it actually is much... It is that insane and disjointed. But right now I have no idea.
It's a show about singing, dancing cats.
He also says, if so, I pity you and praise that God will show mercy on your godless souls. I don't care if you are an atheist and don't want it. It's not that I wouldn't want mercy from God, I'm not holding my breath. So Flash Stash also dropped $4.99 saying, I just want y'all to know I'm an OG fan and I've never hated the crossovers. I love them and want to say thank you for amazing videos. Much love, Rockin'. Thank you very much. Yes, and what am I doing? Like I said, I got the one review. It was supposed to be out Wednesday, but things got busy, and I'm still writing the script for it. That would be the review of The Devil's Rejects. Mm-hmm. So a lovely Rob Zombie film. I couldn't get that one in 4K, I'm afraid. The most I could find it in is 1080p. So there's that. But other than that, also I have actually been putting in content on the gaming channel. I have started playing Dead Space, of all things. I've actually been somewhat enjoying my time in Dead Space now that I'm playing it for the channel instead of just playing it on my own. Except the one comment from one guy saying, stop complaining about the whole game. You could just do a 2-minute video where you say that you don't like the game and then stop. I'm thinking, like, I'm not gonna... Just because I'm not playing the way you like to see someone play the game doesn't mean that I shouldn't play the game. This is how I play games, damn it. But oh well. Oh,
it
also...
really is how he plays games.
IMDCB is gifting Valentine's worth 999 coins 3 times in a row. Thank you very much. I hope I find out what the coins are. Okay, 4 times in a row. 4 times. But thank you. They're represented by diamonds, which is usually reserved for tips over $20.
Damn.
So I'm wondering, like, okay, and yeah, I'm confused by that. Is a lot of diamonds. That is a hell of a lot of diamonds. What are the coins? I thank you.
Decker,
It just keeps.
Google it.
It just keeps.
Decker, Google it.
But I'm not sure how. Oh, the diamonds just exploded. That was a lot of diamonds.
That's a statement you don't hear every day.
But yeah, then there was words. Come out of your brain, words. Yeah, I've got stuff on the gaming channel. I've been streaming a lot of Space Engineers lately, but my fiance just got Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and I was thinking that maybe I could actually stream that. Not all of the voices in it are done. Like, some of the chat between characters is just text. And I like to do character voices when I can. Though when it comes to Dragon Ball Z characters, I can pretty much do Piccolo and Yajirobe, and that's it. I'm terrible at anyone else. Oh well.
Anyway.
So, got that going, the gaming channel, that. Yes. Also, one more thing.
One more thing!
Well, I still have the Patreon, and with the fact that the channel is doing very well right now in views, if things keep up, things will be looking very good. And I was thinking, like, well, then what do I do with the Patreon? Because the Patreon was very helpful through 2019, because after 2019 really was not so great, and I had all the higher bills, like rent went up, and I had my car note, and all the kinds of stuff. It's like, I hope I can pay my taxes. There's all that, but that got me thinking, like, what to do with a Patreon. As nostalgia nerd, I think, on Twitter, had a bit of a rant about all the various reasons why Patreon is important, and it's also important for him to have sponsorships. And if you don't agree, then you think that working 60 plus hours a week equals he doesn't deserve to pay rent or eat. And I'm thinking, like, this isn't a zero-sum game here. And I'm thinking, like, if I'm doing well enough, pay rent, eat, everything's taken care of, what the hell to do with a Patreon? Because I don't need it at that point. So I'm thinking it's still a good idea to hold on to it just in case shit fucks up. But what to do with it while that's going on, I'm thinking actually have projects again. Like how the Patreon started to fund Gamerathon 3. Actually have it fund things like Creepy and I and Patricia actually going to some cons. Have it fund stuff like that. Have the Patreon transform from being help me pay my fucking rent so I don't die to let's make things even bigger and better. Like, directly. That's what I'm thinking. And that way, in case the channel collapses and oh crap, I gotta rebuild everything on another site, and I still have the Patreon there, and it's still technically active. And it can shift back to help me not die mode. That's just me thinking ahead, me thinking long term here. I don't even know if the channel's going to do that well throughout the year, but it's looking good now, and call me an optimist. Creed Nation dropped $5 saying, pray for me as I watch 5 more hours of The Terror now. Also, shout from Belleville, Illinois, USA, I'm out. Thank you for joining us, Creed Nation. Also, we got another 2 sets of 999 coins. But, thank you all for joining us. I've been Decker Shadow.
I've been that long-haired creepy guy.
And remember, Patricia is very important.
Yes.